Welcome back, everybody, to another shocking episode of Lockdown 23 and 1. That's right, shocking it is. Today I'll be reacting to a video that shows an inmate trying to hide his cellmate's body after killing him the night prior. As though there ain't no security cameras and inmates didn't hear everything going down. Absolutely unreal. I'm gonna give you a backstory on it before we get into it. Also, this is a prime example of like the #1 unspoken rule amongst inmates, and that is, I didn't hear or see anything. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new to the channel and enjoy all things lockup and crime related, then this is absolutely where you need to be. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave, and check out my beautifully assorted playlist with many more videos for you to start watching today. Alright, so like I said, I'm gonna give you a little backstory on the situation. It's pretty creepy because this guy killed his cellmate on October 31st, Halloween night. But it says on October 31st, Anthony George, a repeat violent offender, unleashed a sustained hour-long assault inside their locked cell. Anthony George's cellmate, Cargus, the victim, was choked, punched, kicked, and stomped to death. And don't forget, like they just said, an hour long. But it continues saying, despite other prisoners frantically banging on their cell windows to alert the guards, no staff intervened or responded to the violence. And that is something that happens when there ain't no guards around, or they just don't care. And a piece of advice for all you COs out there, whether they cry wolf all the time or not, man, if they start screaming help, you better go check them out, because then you could be on the chopping block as well. It says at one point a guard even walked past the cell doors during a routine check but failed to notice the act of assault. That doesn't really make too much sense. You would think, if the inmates were already screaming for help, this, that, and the third, they would have said something to the guard as soon as he walked through. But it says the following morning on November 1st, George wrapped Cargus's body in bed sheets, enlisted the help of other inmates to clean the blood from the area, and dragged Cargus's body through the facility to the jail showers. Correctional officers didn't even notice the body being moved. They finally discovered Cargus's body in the shower area around 10 a.m. And of course, my condolences go out to the Cargus family. Adam didn't deserve to go out like this. He was only serving a 165-day sentence for fraud, specifically for using stolen IDs to buy a cell phone. And I'm not quite sure exactly how much time he had left, but regardless, 165 days? That's like a walk in the park. I mean, anyone with like 5 years or less is considered a short timer. 165 days? That's a vacation. Get clean, get back into shape, get some weight on them, like a rehab center or something. So it's very unfortunate that he went out the way he did, especially on Halloween. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and jump into the video. We're going to be reacting, I guess you could say, to a reaction. Those are the best, right? But the voice that you can hear in the video today is coming from Randy Richmond. Very soothing voice for the situation, I must say. Bobby, it ain't sentencing day. Turn off the turbines.
Video surveillance shows the morning after Anthony George killed Adam Cargus in Cell 3 at Elgin Middlesex Detention Center. What you're seeing is Unit 6L, 6 left. Correctional officer opens the door at 8:13 a.m. and the inmates start to come out. At the top of the screen is Cell 3, and coming out is Anthony George.
Alright, so Anthony George right there, the killer, inside the red circle. Now, from what I read, compared to what I'm seeing in the video, there's a few discrepancies. They said that the inmates were screaming for help throughout the night. Well, why ain't they screaming for help right now? Yanking up that guard. Look, bro, go look in that damn cell. He killed dude. It's because old George could come and get your ass too before they take him to 23 and 1. Last thing you want to do is tell on a killer in prison right in front of his face. He's definitely going to try to skin you before breakfast trays come through. So if anyone's wondering why they're not begging for help from the CO, that's probably why. Just like I said in the past, man, you get in a fight and stuff like that, there ain't gonna be no one there to give out a helping hand or to stop that guy from beating you unrecognizable. I mean, sometimes very rare, but in prison and jail, you are like, you learn very quick to be trained to look the other way. Like I said in the intro, man, I didn't see or hear anything. Me personally, if I was in line in prison to get my lunch tray and the dude in front of me gets shanked up, he drops down and starts bleeding, I'm gonna have to step over his body and try to get the hell out of Dodge. I ain't gonna pick him up or put something on his neck to stop the bleeding. No, I'm not, because next thing you know, I could be doing that to my own neck. So, yeah, that's why these guys are probably acting nonchalant, like, nothing really happened or see here.
Soon after the doors are unlocked, Anthony George goes back into cell 3, again at the top, and pulls out a bag of laundry.
Big bag of laundry. And look, there's no getting around it, man. The laundry's going to the laundry room, which is going to be filled with inmates. And trust me, them inmates, they see a bunch of blood. They're going to be like, ooh, this is juice. Drama. We all love drama. CO! Someone had to have died wherever these clothes came from. Where'd they come from? Them damn trustees become a detective in 30 minutes. Golly gee, I'm here to tell you though. So yeah, you ain't getting around a bunch of damn whites filled with blood going to the damn laundry room, man. Your best bet? Well, I'm not going to say your best bet. Let's just say, you know, you're gonna get caught.
As the other inmates who heard and in some cases saw the beating the night before continue to clean up the common area, Anthony George appears to be looking for someone to help.
Please don't pick me. Please don't pick me, George. Please. Ah, damn it, pick me. Yeah, sure, I'll help you clean up some Kool-Aid, right? It's Kool-Aid, right?
Before the cleanup can truly begin, Anthony George has to remove the body of Adam Kargas. What the other inmates are seeing is the body of Adam Kargas, beaten to death for about an hour the night before.
Imagine being those guys, seeing dude getting wrapped up like a tuna. It's like a fever dream to them, man. They probably can't believe, you know, this is reality. But it is, man. Your life can be snuffed out in an instant. On the streets and definitely in prison. To be locked in a cell with your killer, though, man, that's just a treacherous way to go. You know? Really think about it. Dude just don't stop. He keeps on going until you breathe your last breath.
The London Free Press is not going to show the body being dragged to the shower. Anthony George takes that body of Adam Kargas, wrapped tightly in sheets, and drags it to the left of the screen into the shower area, leaving a trail of blood. Inmates can be seen outside cell 3 using rags and solvents to clean up the blood-stained trail.
Look, those inmates are saying to themselves, you know, I'm gonna help, do whatever, just to make sure, you know, I don't get killed. But deep down, they know there ain't no ducking it. Dudes can be hemmed up in a matter of hours. It's not like they're in a group setting, you know, out in the yard with 100 people, and it's hard to see. No, they're on lockdown, man. It's an open and shut case, so I don't even know why this guy is trying to hide and clean all this stuff up. Wild situation, man. Old George needs to stay his ass in prison for eternity.
Anthony George takes a stained mattress from cell 3 and carries it across the unit to cell 12.
Man, that mattress right there has a story, doesn't it? Yep. Every pair of shower shoes does too.
Shortly after taking the mattress to the empty cell, George takes 5 shoes out of his cell and throws them in the garbage.
Damn. George said he don't need no need for those shoes anymore. No. 5 pairs, that's quite a bit.
He then takes the garbage can to his cell to continue the cleanup.
He's gonna get a deep cleaning in, man. Taking that thing to his tank. Crazy.
The cleanup took about 10 minutes to do, while correctional officers were off the range. After one returns, Anthony George gets a mop and starts casually cleaning the area in front of his cell.
CO has no idea there's a dead body in the shower. Crazy, man. Still, nobody's saying nothing.
As one last chore, Anthony George changes his shorts and brings the discarded ones out into the laundry area. The cleanup lasted from about 8:13 a.m. to 8:23 a.m. November the 1st. At 9:51 a.m., Adam Kargas' body was found.
And even though this video is old, it shows the importance, extreme importance, of the proper classification of inmates. But like I said, Anthony George was a violent offender serving time for aggravated assault. He pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to life in prison. The murder drew intense public scrutiny to the jail's safety conditions. It led to criminal charges of failing to provide the necessaries of life against specific prison staff members who reportedly failed to perform safety rounds or intervene during the hour-long assault. The family of Adam Kargas launched a $4.2 million lawsuit against the prison and various prison staff members, which was settled for an undisclosed amount. The murder exposed systematic failures at the EMDC, including chronic understaffing and negligence. It was revealed that a nurse had flagged suspicions that George was intoxicated prior to the attack, but guards chose to delay addressing it due to staff shortages. Several jail workers and guards faced misconduct and criminal negligence charges following the incident. Well, just like I said earlier, these COs, if you ignore these, red flags, you could possibly be doing a little time in that cell block as well later on down the road. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It is a short clip, but you can learn quite a bit from it. Like I said, man, prison is a very dangerous place, and you need to go into the situation knowing no one's going to help you out of it. You might have gotten into a lot of fights at parties like I did, man, growing up before I went to prison. But those parties, man, people always end up, pulling someone off, or the dude knows better than to keep going further. And then I got to jail and prison and seen how dangerous fighting can really be. It's actually a very terrifying situation, especially if you're getting into it with someone that you know could pop your head off your shoulders like a cherry or shank you about 70 times, man, because they ain't never going home. It ain't got to be in prison. It could be in jail. These dudes just got sentenced to life. Coming back to the cell block drunk, pick up an ice pick and take it out on you. Not playing, man. It's a very treacherous environment behind those walls. Animalistic. One thing that jail and prison definitely does to a person, if I were to guess, 100% of people across the board get desensitized in some kind of way. After doing a little bit in lockup, man, I'm here to tell you. But you can avoid all this crap by just doing what's right. But stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow's episode is going to show that even though you're doing what's right, you can have an angry girl go and pervert the justice system with nothing but lies, and now you're facing decades in prison. I got some truly terrifying stories coming your way on the next episode, so stay tuned. And of course, the only way to do that is by hitting that subscribe notification bell, setting it to all. But more importantly than anything, y'all be easy, be safe, and stay free.